So Bill, tell me, I mean, since Karen's acquittal, how has life been for the Reed family?
It's been in one way, a sense of fresh air, because the looming murder charge now, she's been exonerated from that. But, life still goes on. We're fighting this corruption. It's a battle. We will ultimately prevail. We will win. We've got the truth on our side, and an incredible body of lawyers who are passionately and enthusiastically involved in this case. So we go forward and with strength and faith, and this will get resolved. It's going to be a while, but it will be resolved. And Karen, everything that most people have a sense about in terms of the corruption in Norfolk County will be exposed. That's our belief, that's our hope, and that's what we're driving toward.
Where's Karen now? What's she been up to since?
Well, Karen travels a lot, and she spends an awful lot of time working with her attorneys, the local civil attorneys here in Boston, and of course Alan Jackson out on the West Coast. So she's always on the phone, and with the 3-hour difference in LA time, it could be 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and Attorney Jackson is still in the office. So, I mean, her days are full. She has friends. She travels up north to Florida, Martha's Vineyard, the Cape, and of course she primarily stays here with my wife and her.
Keeping busy, per se.
Well, she's always busy. She knows this case inside and out, and she's reading all of the legal filings, and she is always in communication with the lawyers, and in a very positive sense in terms of guiding their thinking and listening from their perspective what the legalities are in terms of the law. So it's an education for all of us.
How vital is Karen's legal team? I mean, would you have gotten to this point without them?
God, no. God, no. First and foremost, Alan Jackson. He's just, among a sea of great lawyers, he is one of a kind. His skill set, his passion, he's just inimitable. He's just matchless. And he's a great, great man, and we're so indebted to him for how he's fought tirelessly for Karen. And it's not easy when you're 3,000 miles away, and you're traveling, and you've got jet lag and everything, and plus he's got an inventory of critical cases out there in California and the like. So, I mean, I don't know how the man does it. I don't know, but we're grateful for him.
I don't think anyone's too surprised by the lawsuit. I mean, some people could have said they saw this one coming. What does your family hope comes from it?
One of the lawyers, I think it was David Yannetti early on, said sunlight is the best disinfectant. And this will be the opportunity to depose many of these folks, folks from the Massachusetts State Police and the like, and without the guardrails provided by the criminal prosecution in Norfolk County. So we are confident. We've got, again, fabulous lawyers, skilled, passionate, and working around the clock. You can be bright, well-trained, but you need a work ethic, and their work ethic is just beyond measurement, really.
You're feeling really positive about one person in particular who's kind of helping in your case. Can you kind of talk to me about that?
Lost in yesterday's news of the filing by Karen and her team, the 46-page document that's heavily grounded in evidence, the law, and the Constitution, and brilliantly drafted, was the announcement that, and this was in the local papers, that a former federal prosecutor who resigned from his dream job earlier this month and was also, as reported, involved in the federal probe of the investigation conducted by Norfolk County into the Karen Reed matter, has left his job with the U.S. Attorney's Office and has taken up residence, sold his residence, I believe it was in East Boston, and has taken up residence in Quincy, Mass, and will be challenging Michael Morrissey if he decides to run again for the position of Norfolk County District Attorney. And I can tell you personally, I am heartened by that news, because I think this is an individual who probably has a rich perspective of what went on, and to leave his position with the U.S. Attorney's Office to come sell his house and come into Quincy, take up residence so he can be part of Norfolk County to pursue this position of District Attorney for Norfolk County. I couldn't be more thrilled. From what I know of him, I don't know much. I've never met him. I've only seen pictures of him in the local paper, but I know he's from your neck of the woods. He's a native of Lincoln, Rhode Island, graduated from Brown, and I think has his Juris Doctor from University of Wisconsin. So we're just thrilled that the aspect that this man, Attorney Deitch, he's a prosecutor. He comes potentially into this position with prosecutorial experience. He's not a lifetime politician. So I just say to the residents of Norfolk County, get out there and vote. Please take back your government in Norfolk County. Get out there and vote.
Definitely important.
Yeah.
What do you think about the response that this lawsuit just furthers a fuel that this is a conspiracy theory?
Well, I don't know what else they can say. The truth will be told. The truth will come out. And when it does, I don't think there'll be too many surprises. 95% of the population, not only in this region, but in this country, if not around the world, have, after 3.5 years of watching this, 2 trials of what Karen Reed endured, they have a good sense as to what happened. I mean, you can't look at these trials, inverted videos at the Sally Port, John O'Keefe's shredded hoodie that was suggested it was done by when he was left to die on the lawn by being passed over by Karen Reed's vehicle, and yet it was done by a technician at the Massachusetts State Police Lab. All of the witnesses whose testimony was questioned because of recanting earlier testimony that may have gone on during the first trial or in a federal grand jury. People are aware of what's gone on, and it will ultimately come to pass. We will know everything that happened. Justice will be served. There'll be too much of an outcry for justice to just, not be served.
Bill, what do you think is the biggest hurdle for Karen and her team going forward?
Stay healthy, stay strong, and they will. After 4 years this January, they have no quit, as Alan Jackson says, no quit. All the fight in the world, because it's a cause. This is an innocent woman who's been set up, who's been framed. This is a cause for justice. As an attorney, if you can't get behind this cause, you're probably in the wrong profession.
So you really think the biggest hurdle would be mentality and staying strong rather than anything legally?
Know the facts, and argue them skillfully, depose the right people. We'll win. We will prevail. There is no doubt in my mind.
How important has Karen shared this with you? How important it is for her to clear her name?
I think most people see her as being terribly victimized. We know she's been objectified in terms of some of the vile comments by the now disgraced and former trooper Michael Proctor, who has since been fired. Karen lives within her own being. She knows she didn't do anything. I mean, true. I mean, she's lost 2 positions at Fidelity, at Bentley, had to sell her home, lost her vehicle, had to liquidate her 401, right? She's lost a lot. And plus, she's had to face the threat every day that this state was going to put her away for the rest of her natural life. And, you know, when people say, how do you face that? She's a strong woman. You know, my wife and I raised a strong daughter, but what she has become is largely on her own. We're so proud of her.
That's beautiful. You obviously have a long road ahead of you, too. After coming out of a long road, really. Yeah. The fight continues. How do you guys feel as a family? How do you move forward as a family? What's your advice there?
Well, to anybody who finds themselves in a situation, a dilemma that seems unimaginable, I think you have to have faith. I mean, we're a prayerful family. We observe our religion. We're faithful to it. And that's important for anyone. You know, our time on this earth is short. We're all mortal beings. And I think if you have that backbone of faith and trust in the Lord, you will prevail. It'll be sunny again. And it's sunny today. It's getting much better.
Anything else that you wanted to mention that I haven't asked you?
Thanks for the coverage. Thanks for the exposure. Thank you for keeping, this situation in the news. And, I suppose it's hard to not be in this news. I mean, the Karen Reed saga she's a brand now. And we love her so much, and she's the most courageous individual I've ever met. Just proud to be her father, as my wife is proud to be her mother.
And she is fighting for not only herself, but people before her and after her.
Well, absolutely. There are people likely incarcerated who were not fortunate or blessed, as we have been in this case, to fight for the truth, to identify attorneys such as Alan Jackson, who can rally to the cause. And they're facing incarceration every day, and maybe some are facing no hope. So to the extent we prevail, and we will prevail, that provides hope to those who maybe do not have any hope. And for those who are in the system right now, and those who might be intended to do harm to innocent victims, it would be a wake-up call. Be careful. There'll be another Karen Reed, and hopefully, all right, he or she will have the resources that Karen has.
I do have one more question. Your message, maybe, to anyone listed in that lawsuit, what would that be? What would you want them to know?
They already know it. I have no message to them, nothing whatsoever. The document speaks for itself. It's rich in details. The granular is thick. If you wade through it, you can't help but come away with a pretty good impression of what happened.
And any message for the O'Keefe family?
We're fighting for Karen, but also parallel to that fight is getting answers as to what happened to John O'Keefe. So you can't look at this as just one outcome. If we're successful, as I believe we will be, then we will ultimately know what happened to Boston police officer John O'Keefe. So that's how I look at it, and I hope they do too.
Well said. I've got nothing else for you unless you have something.
No, we're good. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
All right.